What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, on the last episode of Breaking Bad, we see more and more of Walter and his family's own personal internal struggles, as obviously we see his wife go through many different emotional stages of like grief and just all sorts of sadness. But in general, we see obviously that she obviously loves her husband, and she is doing everything that she can to try to convince him to take up the chemo treatment that's supposed to help him, or at least not cure him, but just at least try to help him overcome his sickness that he's going through, obviously. And his son, I ain't gonna lie to you, his son's got a bad mouth on him, but regardless, yeah, he's shown that he does care about him though, but he just had a little emotional outburst during that moment. Not a little, a big one, but regardless, we see in general that the family, including his brother-in-law and his brother-in-law and his wife also care about him, as well as the family's own benefits as well. But yeah, regardless, also Jesse, we saw a little bit of his family, his former family life at least, and how it's pretty obvious that his lifestyle has in terms gotten him on the wrong side with his own family in general, and then we pretty much see like how towards the end, where we find out that his little brother apparently also ain't really as angelic as you probably thought he was, as we see that he had a little bit of weed in his own stash. And we see a little human part of Jesse where he crushes it and throws it away for him, basically in some ways, I'm guessing, telling him to go ahead and get off that now while he still can, and while he's still functioning right. But anyways, last episode was just family drama type of stuff. So yeah, let's go on ahead and jump right on into this next one, episode 5, which is called Gray Matter. And we're going to go ahead and start right now.
You'll be doing. It's more like advertising.
I mean, that's a pretty good start as well. It's not the best position, but it's something. All right then. Well, it seems like Jesse is trying to get his life back straight, but it seems like he can't get out of what he's currently doing with his drug problems, obviously. But we'll just have to wait and see where it goes from here.
Oh, look, there's Elliot.
Oh, come on, let's go say hello.
Elliot! Walt! You made it.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, okay, it's a birthday party. I thought it was some kind of random get-together or something. I mean, that's still a fancy birthday party, though. What you doing, Walt? You ain't trying to blow up that library, are you?
Yum good ramen.
Okay, so they're on with this. After Jesse witnessed what Walt, oh my God, look at this guy. After Jesse witnessed what Walt was able to do, he now has a new standard. He can't settle for less. Like, he knows what perfection looks like, and Walter achieved that perfection.
Walt, please have a seat and join us.
Oh my God. Yeah, this man Jesse, he just can't stop getting in trouble. Oh Lord. Come back here, you bitch! This is some funny stuff, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, it's very, I mean, what he's saying is actually understandable, though. Woo, that got the attention.
This is so stupid.
Choose not to do it.
All right, then. What's done is done. I mean, it's probably better for him to do it, but you know, it's his choice, you know.
All right.
All right, he's gonna do it.
I'll do the treatment.
So, like, for this specific type of treatment, the chemo, do they have to specifically aim towards a certain area? Like, because I know there are different types of cancers you can get. Obviously, with Walter, it's lung cancer. And I know a lot of people also can have it in their butts as well. And just a lot of different areas. Like, are there certain specific areas that have to be exposed during the treatment that they specifically have to aim for?
Gretchen, I really appreciate the offer. I do. But we're fine. As it turns out, the insurance came through after all. So, I am covered. And, anyway, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Good, that's good news.
We knew it was coming. All right, now. They back in business.
Yeah!
Want to cook?
All right. That pride then took him over. Oh man, nah. This oh, that's cool. They got the intro song playing at the end. But yeah, look, Walter's pride is just at an all-time high. That's all there is to it. He obviously is a get after it type of man. You know, he likes to do things on his own. He doesn't want no help. He doesn't want no well, I wouldn't say he doesn't want support, but who knows? You know, he's just he's a go-getter type of person. You know, he wants that stuff to himself. You know, he wants to do it himself. He don't want no assist. He don't want no shoulder to lean on. He don't want none of that. He wants to do it himself because that's obviously the type of man that he is. You know, he understands his situation and he understands that he needs the treatment to give himself a chance. But he's not going to allow anyone to help him with that chance. Help him get that chance, you know. He wants to take the opportunity to give himself that chance. And look, it's an understandable thing when people obviously wants to accomplish things on their own, because when you can accomplish it on your own, you know, it makes it that much more rewarding and that much more better, because, you know, you get to reap the fruits of your own labors. You know, you get to truly enjoy what you accomplish without the need for anyone else having anything to do with it. But sometimes, you know, that pride can definitely be a little bit too much for that person to control themselves, obviously, you know, because Walter operates in a way where, you know, where he just has to do it himself. You know, he doesn't want any help from anyone or any outside interference. But, you know, obviously the wife wanted him to do it. You know, she didn't care how it happened, obviously, but she just wanted it to happen. The son, obviously, you know, he has a pretty cruel way with words, but it's understandable the points that he was trying to get across. And, you know, the other lady and the brother-in-law, you know, obviously they both were kind of voicing their own, he should do whatever he chooses to do type of opinions. And a lot of, you know, at first the brother-in-law was trying to go with what they wanted, but then after he heard his wife voice her own stance, he decided he wanted to change it, showing that he wanted to kind of go along with that in the first place, but he was kind of going with what his sister wanted to hear. And in some ways, yes, that can make the wife pretty selfish in a way, but in a good way though. It's a good type of selfishness. You know, she wants what's best for her family. You know, she don't want her son to have to continue on with life without his father. And then now they got a daughter on the way. You know, she don't want the daughter to grow up without a father being in her life, you know. And, you know, like I said, you know, it's, in some ways you could say it's a selfish stance on her part, but at the same time, it's a very understandable stance, you know, because she doesn't want her husband to go sooner than he really has to. And, you know, yeah, you know, that pretty much wraps up the family drama with that. But other than that, you know, we also see with Jesse, obviously he's, at the start, he looked like he was trying to get his life back straight because he needs to earn him some money. But then, you know, we obviously also see how he doesn't really have the credentials necessary to get the type of job that he was hoping he can get. So, you know, that leads him back to trying to cook meth again. And as we see, you know, he obviously cannot perfect it the way Walt did. You know, he said, as he said, it's supposed to be crystal clear enough to where you could just gaze right through it. Because as we saw in the last episode, you know, the stuff that Walt made was pretty much 90, they said 99.1 or something like that. That's how good it was. And that's how much the police station acknowledged Walt's skills as a meth cooker. And we see, you know, Jesse try to replicate that. He can't do it. His is nowhere near as good. You know, it's cloudy and it's just nowhere near as good. But yeah, you know, the end of the episode, we see it. Walt, you know, he's reached his stance. You know, he's met his conviction. He knows what he wants to do. That pride then shot up on him to an all-time high, and now he wants to cook. So we gonna see him cook, and that's just how it's gonna be. But anyways, that was a great episode in general. You know, it really truly brought out the dynamics of all the characters in many different ways, and you know, it was just a really good episode. So with that being said, you know, make sure you like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.